guys, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to take a look at some United States quarter dollar coins from 1991. This, of course, is the 25-cent coin from the United States of America. And we have a couple of them here. We have a Philadelphia Mint on the left, and you can see it's a Philadelphia Mint on the left because it has a P here for Philadelphia. Now, some people say, well, did it have a P in 1991? Of course it did. They started in 1980 putting the P's back on the coins. So those of you who collect older quarters will see a blank here in the 1979 and before coins. Philadelphia did not put the P on there. It says Liberty at the top. It's Washington facing to the left, and God We Trust here, and then 1991. And if you look way down in here, you can see there's a little blip right in there. And you can't really read it. It looks like there might be something, maybe there's an F there. And what we'll do is we will take a look at another coin so I can show you what that is. Right there. And that's something that a lot of people miss on this coin. All right, what's the other one? Well, the other one, of course, is the Denver Mint. And this is the Denver Mint coin here with the D on it. It says Liberty at the top again. Same exact coin, same exact design. This is a John Flanagan design that was first came out in 1932. And in 1932, John Flanagan did the front and the back of the coin. In 1932, if you get one of these, it'll be all silver all the way around. It won't have this copper in it because in 1932 they were 90% silver. So those coins have some value to them. Just in silver value alone, the 1932 coins are worth a couple dollars. If we get to the back of these coins, and of course the back on both of them is the same, we see another John Flanagan design, and that says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here, the eagle facing to the right, the eagle clutching a sheaf of arrows, and you can see the arrow at this end and the feather at this end, and then down underneath we see an olive branch kind of tied in a wreath. It says quarter dollar. No place on this coin anywhere does it say 25 cents. So you know it's from the United States, you know it's worth 1/4 of a dollar. So as long as you know that the United States uses the decimal system, you know it's worth 25 cents. Now these coins, when they started making them, took the silver out of them and they put the copper into them. And you can see it has a reeded or milled rim that goes around the outside of these coins. And there are 119 of these reeds, both on the silver ones and on the ones that they started making in 1965, which were copper, nickel-clad copper. So this is a copper nickel here, and then in the middle is a copper, and you can see the top and the bottom are the copper nickel cladding, and that's why they have this kind of silvery look to them. And then in the very center, it is all copper. It is 5.67 grams in weight, 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and these are 1.75 millimeters in thickness. So in 1998, they stopped making these with Washington on the front, and they started making the state quarters. And of course, this is one of the state quarters series from 2004, the Florida series. And we look at the top and it says Florida 1845. Then Gateway to Discovery has the ship, the spacecraft, the islands and the palms. And so this is what they started making in 1999, the state series, again, a copper nickel-clad copper. And when they did that, they changed the image on the front. And so it doesn't have the same image on the front of it. And down here we see that there is an initial there, a JF, and another initial. And this is interesting because what they did was they kept the original initial, which was JF, and then they put a WC here for William Cousins. So that's what this is. underneath here that I said I would get back to, that's actually a JF for John Flanagan, who designed it in 1932. Let's see if we can get a better version. And I can prove to you that it's a JF because we actually brought in the San Francisco version. Now, most of you know this, but in San Francisco, they actually produce what they call proof sets. And so this one is encased in plastic. It has an S here for San Francisco. And again, just look how beautiful this is. And if we tip it up in the set, we can see way down in here, let's see if we can get the light right, there is a J and an F. See that right down in there, the J and the F? And that is John Flanagan, who did both the front and the back of the coin. So the J and the F are back to back, kind of facing opposite ways from each other. Again, this is a 1991 coin, but when you get it in a proof set, they do a different kind of buffing on this, and so you can see how the face stands out and it's buffed a little differently. The other nice thing about getting the proof set is if we look at the back of it, we can see just how detailed the eagle is. So again, another John Flanagan design. If we look at this now, we see that the eagle has feathers all over its body. It has a really sharp beak. It has the eyes. It has this little kind of feather that sticks out the back of its head. We can see how the olive branches come over the top. And if we look at this, we can actually see the tied bow on these arrows. So right here, we see this crisscross. This is a bow that's tied to keep the arrows, a sheaf of arrows together. And you can see his claws kind of going over that bow that's tied in the middle. And you can really see the arrow end and the feather end on these ones. You can actually see some of the feathering if you tip it up just right. Again, a $0.25 United States E Pluribus Unum, and this is just, again, a beautiful coin. This one is still a copper nickel-clad copper, but the San Francisco Mint put them in these proof sets, and I'll show you the proof set from up on high. If I can. Let's get the light off for a second. And so sometimes you'll see it in this set and it'll look like this. It'll say United States Mint proof. It'll have the Kennedy half, the dime, the nickel, and the penny, all in a encased plastic set. But let's get back to our run-of-the-mill, out of the pocket change quarters, and this. So these 91 P and D, what are they worth? They're not worth anything more than 25 cents. So if you're looking to, if you find one of these in your pocket, you should keep it if you don't have a 1991 already. Can these ever have any value? These particular ones probably can't. Sometimes what you'll get is you'll get some errors in just how they were minted, and there's a little tiny bit of an error here in the edging, but that doesn't bring it any value. Sometimes you get one with a little piece cut off in it. Very infrequently you see these in change though. It's called a cud. It'll have a little piece cut off. Sometimes you get one that's a little off center, and when they get off center you start seeing some splitting down here in the coins, or you see the lettering touching the edge. But be careful, because just because the lettering touching the edge doesn't mean it's off center. Sometimes this edge wears down so much that the lettering and the edge become the same thing. Is there any valuable coins if they haven't been circulated? Yes, you might get one, a circulating coin that really was never circulated. If you get a MS-67, which is an incredibly high circulating coin, it means it looks just pure and really good. MS-67 for a Denver Mint is worth one sold for $1,300 last year. MS-67 for a Philadelphia Mint, one sold for $140. But MS-67 would be a quality coin that was this good, but it would have a P or a D on it and not be from a proof set. The proof set versions, this one here is worth $3 to $5. Just because you could only get it in a proof set, and if it's in a proof set, it should be in pretty darn good condition. So if you're looking for these quarters, they're worth 25 to 26 cents. If you look in the coin catalogs, you'll see them very frequently. They don't even have a number by them because they are of very little value unless you get them in really high quality. Sometimes we get these with the P's and the D's squished. In this case, the P is quite squished. Doesn't add to the value any. That occurred um, after the minting generally, as it kind of got used. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coinworld International Coin Channel. Have a great day, and we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.